What the hell is in this camera bag? What's up everybody, this is Dom from Dublin. I hope you're keeping well. I hope the quarantine is not getting on your nerves. I hope you're all getting along with everybody that you're staying in with. We'll get through this all together. For me and Gabby, as a travel channel, these are especially tough times because travel right now it's not possible for anyone. So we're staying locked in, staying home, just like everybody should right now. So today, as you may already know, we're doing a video of what goes behind the scenes of making our travel videos. Today is gonna be the video of what is in the camera bags. Let's jump right in and probably let's start with the backpack itself. The backpack that we're using, me and Gabby, we have the same backpacks. We're using the little Love Pro Tahoe 150 backpacks. Now, first off, why we chose these backpacks? One of the requirements was that it would fit as a small carry-on bag as an extra item for the Ryanair flights, which means it has to fit under the seat. And this backpack is actually perfect size for that. Now, let's start with the things that you can see on the outside of the bag, just to keep some mystery. First off, every vlogger has one of these. It's a Joby Gorilla Pod. On mine I have attached one of the ball heads on the top, which is very handy for adjusting the camera angles. And on top of that, it's a recent thing that I got. It's the Manfrotto quick release plates. I got them because of the thing that sits in the other pocket of this backpack. That thing right here is a Ronin SC gimbal. Now, the reason why I got one of these quick release plates is so I could switch the camera really quickly between the gimbal and between the Gorilla Pod, as I use the quick release plates on both of them. Another thing that you may have noticed that is on the outside of the backpack is the GoPro right here. So the reason why I keep the GoPro on the outside of the bag is because it's very handy if I need a camera like straight away to capture something that's happening or just to vlog, because GoPro has this really wide lens and they're really good for vlogging. The GoPro that I'm using is the Hero 7 Black. I would upgrade for the Hero 8 because the stabilization on that one is actually amazing. But so far this one does the job just fine. And yeah, it's actually the tool that I use to record the intro of this video, just by clipping it on the outside kind of flap of the backpack. Now GoPro, it has so many different mounts, like wrist mounts, chest mounts, all kinds of different ways of attaching it to so many different places. And if I know that I will need like a certain attachment for this GoPro for like some activity, I will take it. But actually this clip right here that just opens and closes just like that, you can clip it anywhere. I've used it in so many different situations. You can clip it to the top of your head to have it as a head camera. That kind of looks stupid. You can have it attached to like your backpack strap. I've attached it to my shorts before. And yeah, I think this is the most versatile one. Let's jump into the inside of the bag. First off, me and Gabi, we collect pins, and those are the pins from different countries. It's just one of the little things that we do. Actually, I will start with the camera because I needed to record a top-down shot, so I need to show it to you first. So the camera that me and Gabby are using is the Sony a6400. All of the previous videos just before our very last one, which is the Warsaw video, which you can watch right now or maybe right after this video, was filmed on two of the A6400s. All the previous videos were filmed as a mix of A6300 and A6400. Now I've only upgraded just because it makes editing and my life just a little bit easier. First off, of course, the flip up screen. Everybody who's recording themselves should have one of those. It's very handy. Secondly, the autofocus on the A6400 is just amazing. It just tracks my face non-stop. Like, once it gets you into focus, it never loses you. It doesn't matter which lens you're using. Right, talking about lenses, the lens that I'm using on this camera right here is the Sigma 16mm. This lens is amazing. It's amazingly sharp. It's great on a low light. The only disadvantage is that it doesn't have the image stabilization, yet it being quite wide lens, you can survive without it. I don't like using the big camera strap, so I have the one that just sits on my wrist, so I can use both of my hands. This is very handy because I can just let go of the camera. Now, another attachment that I'm using is one of these small rig attachments that gives you two cold shoe adapters, which I use two different ways. One of them is I can attach one of these microphones. We're using the Rode Video Micro. They're very handy because they don't need any battery, you don't need to switch them on, so you don't forget that you're not recording any audio, and like you don't get disappointed when you check the footage and you're like, oh no, like the microphone wasn't working. Now, only recently I started using these different kind of microphones. The Rode Wireless Go, which is a wireless microphone system. If you're in some noisier kind of place, it's much better than using the shotgun mic, because shotgun mic just picks up everything that's around you, really. And if you're on a busy street or something, that can be an issue, that can ruin your audio quite a bit. Those two microphones, they use both of the cold shoe adapters right here, so I'll always mount the receiver here on the side of the camera and just plug it right in. You can actually organize the cable a bit better so it's not in your way, like you can wrap it around and just plug it in, and then everything's kind of neat. The receiver microphone, it's very small and it can act as a lavalier mic. You can actually connect it on your t-shirt, on your shirt, even on your jacket. You can hide it quite easily, or if you want to use it as a shotgun mic, you can just mount it on top of the camera using the second cold shoe adapter right here. It just slides right in, and it's actually pretty decent for picking up your voice or people just around it. It's almost as good as a shotgun mic. What goes next to the cameras? Obviously lenses. So one of the lenses that actually I like more and more recently is the kit lens. So the reasons why I like this lens: first off, it's really small and really light compared to the other power zoom lens, the 18-105, which is recording this top video right here. Now, also it's a little bit wider. It's 16 millimeters against the 18 on the widest side of the other zoom lens. Also, it is a power zoom lens, which means it doesn't get any longer or shorter while you zoom it, so it's really good to fly it for flying on a gimbal because the weight doesn't change. The other lens that stays in the camera bag is the 50mm 1.8. In my opinion, this lens stays in my camera bag a bit too much as a just in case type of lens, but I'd rather have it in my bag and I know that I have it and I can use it whenever I really want to use it than to regret it. The reason why I like this lens, it's a really good portrait lens. It's really good for pictures. It's really good for creating this out of focus kind of elements. Now, no travel video would be complete without some aerial footage. Aerial footage is really handy to show the location where you are, to really kind of give the viewer a feeling that they can experience like the full package, not just like hear your opinion and see the places through your lens, but also through the totally different perspective that aerial footage gives. So the drone that I'm using is the Mavic Pro. It still does the job quite well. The only biggest complaint that I have about is actually about this stupid lens cover. This plastic is just so fragile, and I think it broke the first little thingy that holds the cover in place after like my third or fourth use. I don't know, maybe I should be just more careful with it, but now it's being supported by some blue tape and some blue tag just right there, which is still okay. It doesn't affect how the drone works, so it is what it is. That goes back into the bag. It fits nice and snug in there. So you're probably thinking, what's in this little pouch right here first? So as we're based in Dublin and we're traveling different countries, the power outlets, they're different everywhere you go. This little power adapter is universal. It works for every continent. And yeah, you have all of the different plugs. You have the United States, the UK, the European Union one. And yeah, it's also very handy because it has these 4 USB outlets, which means I can charge all of my gear at the same time pretty much. I can charge my camera, my GoPro, my phone, my laptop can be plugged in here, or my drone can be charging here. Like it's just really convenient. I picked it up on Amazon. This was probably the best 20 euros that I've ever spent. The second pouch in the bag actually is from a cleaning kit that I bought for the camera, yet it doesn't contain any of the things that came with it originally. What I have in it now is, of course, Sony A64 is notorious for the battery life. So I have some generic batteries. I have 2 extra. Also I have a still unopened microfiber cleaning cloth. Always have to have those handy, multiple of those, always have those. There's always something on your lens and you have to clean it. It's a lot better than using like a shirt or t-shirt and just risking of like messing up your lens, getting dust in it. Microfiber cloths, gotta have them. Another thing that they have in here, of course, for the second camera is the GoPro battery right there. You have to have 2 of those. You never know, sometimes you think that to charge your GoPro, but next thing you know, it's not powering on. You have to have an extra battery right there. Another thing that they have in here is the tripod adapter for the GoPro again. So I use this to mount the GoPro on the GorillaPod, because many times I use my GoPro to record the time lapses. It's so little, you can use it on the beach to record the time lapse or something. It doesn't really get the people turning their heads and going like, oh, like he has a big camera, he's recording us, you know. Pervert alert. Anyway, so that sits in this pouch. Also, I have a very little generic memory card reader. It's all in one, but it's the size of a USB stick, so that doesn't take any space, so I always have that on me. Another little thing that they have here, of course you have to have the USB memory sticks. You never know, sometimes you go to Airbnb and you can't connect your phone device or your laptop or anything like wirelessly to the TV to watch, I don't know, your Netflix or your Amazon Prime Video. So this will come into rescue because most of the TVs will have USB sticks, and you can just transfer a movie on it, transfer your series on it, and boom, there you go, you sort it, you can watch. Or if you need to pass on any footage to, I don't know, someone who's interested, maybe someone wants the picture that you took of them during the trip, USB sticks. I have an extra wind guard for the Rode Wireless Go microphones. It comes with two, so I might as well keep it. Then in this little baggie here is the spare memory cards. You can never have too many memory cards. You never know how much footage you're gonna shoot. So in here I have the two 64GB SD cards and one 64GB micro SD card with the adapter, so that stays in here. Also I have the cable for an extra cable for the microphone. Another thing that sits in this little pouch is this little aperture light, the AL M9. This is very handy because once again you can mount it on top of your camera when you need just that little bit of extra light. And yeah, it costs like 50 quid. It's very handy. It comes with this little kind of diffuser, and yeah, it's quite bright. So that's all that stays in this pouch. Fits here nice and snug. This goes on the top. The kit lens stays right here. What is in the top, in this little top compartment of the backpack? Now, in here I do have the tripod that I can use for my camera, but this originally came, of course, with a gimbal. It just much easier to sit your gimbal on the tripod and just balance it. Then I have the battery charger for the drone and the controller, of course. They both fit right here. Oh, also in the top compartment I have the step-up rings for the ND filters. Also on this camera bag you have this little pocket that has the SD card symbol on it. As I showed before, I don't keep SD cards in there, but what I keep in here that might be a good tip for somebody. You never know when you're gonna need some blue tack. Now, I've used this in multiple different situations, and I've actually used this to mount my GoPro camera to shoot a time lapse on top of one of the rooftop bar lamps in Morocco to shoot a time lapse there. This came very handy. So it always stays in my bag, doesn't take any space. Now, what is in front of this backpack? Now, for quick and easy access, when we go through the airports, this backpack is always staying on the front. So in this very front pocket, I keep my passport for quick and easy access, and I keep a little loyalty card from a smoothie place that me and Gabi go to in the airport. Healthy meal that you put in your stomach in the very early morning can mean like the world of a difference, especially if I have one of these like red-eye flights. Trust me, go for the healthy food. The second small section of the backpack. Inside of it, this is one of the recent things that stays in the backpack that is essential for the travel. It's the noise cancelling headphones. I'm using these little Sony ones, and yeah, they work quite well. Whenever there is a longer trip, or I know that the flight is going to be a bit longer, I also use their big brother, the Sony, Jesus Christ, what is that called? Sony VH1000 XM3, I believe. I don't know, I'll leave the link in the description for them and the full name for them so you can find them. Now, to compare the noise cancelling between them two, they work quite well, and they're really convenient because they're small, so small that they just fit in your pocket. But the noise cancelling is just so much better on the big ones, obviously. Like, you wear them on the plane, you wear them on the bus. I can't even hear Gabby when I don't want to. And you know, sometimes I don't want to. Only messing. Now, this is just a dual charger for the extra batteries. You can connect it via micro USB to charge to the power bank or to the outlet, so it just speeds up the process because you can charge 2 batteries. It came with the batteries anyway. Everybody has to have one of these, the little blowy fingers. So refreshing. Why am I doing this? I'm in Ireland. Moving on, I have a power bank. I have mine marked with our sticker, the Met in Dublin sticker, and I don't know if anybody thought of this, but I'm using this little trick because look, this power bank is made by the ACC, and it's one of these, I believe, what is it? It's a 26 milliamp power banks, so it means you can charge your phone probably 6 or 7 times. It can charge your GoPro, it can charge your camera, but if you want to charge everything at the same time, you gotta have all of the cables connected. Now, okay, it has 4 ports, but these cables, it's just gonna become a rat's nest. So the little trick that I'm using is I'm basically weaving the cables together, and so they stay nice and organized. What else is in here? Oh yes, previously I talked about the ND filters. Only ND filter that I have, it's a variable ND filter. It's made by Tiffin. Now, this one was about 80 bucks and it does the job. It stays on this little pouch to prevent it from scratching. Now, another few things that you have to have in your backpack when traveling, it's just an ordinary pen. You have to have them everywhere. The lens cleaning cloths. The lighter, because, you know, survival situations might come anytime. Chapstick. You have to have this. Now I'm sure you're surprised that this backpack can fit this many things in it, but I didn't show to you all of its capabilities. If I'm going on a long trip, like you want to back up your data, you want to export some pictures and edit them on the go. So believe it or not, if I'm going on a long trip, I can actually fit a little laptop in here. So the laptop that I'm using, this little HP Envy laptop. Now it's a 13-inch laptop with a 4K screen. It's light, it's portable. I know maybe it's not a MacBook or stuff, but it does the job for me. Also, that's another thing that me and Gabby collect from the trips, which are the stickers. So my laptop is covered in stickers. Now, so usually you would have all of the stuff that you see here, the drone, the 50mm lens, the kit lens, the secret pouches, the 2 different microphones for very different situations. You'll have, as I said before, you'll have the tripod for the Ronin SC. You'll have the Mavic Pro controller, the battery charger, and you would still have just enough space to fit the charger for the laptop. Now you can sit the laptop right here on the top with all the cameras, and it all fits without too much problem. So that was what is in our camera backpack that makes all of the travel videos, that goes with us to so many different countries. All of the stuff that you've seen in this video will be linked down below. We'll be using affiliate links because times are tough. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links, or you'll be supporting the channel and you'll be supporting us and our travels and making more content to come. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, stay safe, stay home, and I hope all of us will be back on the road real soon. I'll see you in the next one.